Nobody is buying Toronto homes anymore. Or are they? Recently, our most trustworthy real estate news source, BlogTO, released an article telling consumers that nobody is buying real estate in Toronto and demand has dropped to the lowest level in years. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about everything real estate related across Canada with an emphasis on the city of Toronto. My name is Macallum and I am the leader of a real estate team here in the city of Toronto, and we specialize in residential resale, pre-construction, and leasing. If you find this video informative or you learn anything at all I ask is that you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. These actions really help push this video to others like yourself who are looking to learn more about the Canadian and Toronto real estate markets. And if you'd like to book a buyer consultation, listing consultation, or just a general call to chat about the market, you can go to the description in this video where you can book a meeting directly into my calendar. Before we dive into the article, let me know in the comments if you think that's true, that nobody is buying Toronto real estate. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's start with the low-hanging fruit on this one. The headline of the article specifically calls out Toronto as the subject area. It wouldn't be unreasonable to think you're going to read about Toronto data. However, in the contents of the actual article, Toronto is only mentioned once, which happens to be in the first sentence. The first paragraph of the article states the Greater Toronto Area housing market experienced a tough year in 2022, as the number of new home sales declined to its lowest level since 2008 on the back of successive interest rate hikes from the Bank of Canada. Right off the bat, they're now talking about the GTA, not Toronto. So why headline the article with Toronto? Well, because that gets clicks, and clicks drive advertising dollars. Moving into the second paragraph. Wow, 2 callouts in the first 2 paragraphs. We're off to a great start with this article. The Building Industry and Land Development Association revealed on Tuesday morning that just 25,400 new homes were sold in the GTA last year, representing a 29% dip below the 10-year average for sales numbers. Here's where things get a little interesting for this article. You might be thinking 25,400 sales seems pretty low for an entire year. And that's because it is. You thought you were reading an article about overall sales activity because that's what the headline suggested. In reality, this article is only talking about sales of new construction. But how many properties sold through TRREB's MLS system in 2023? A little over 75,000. These 75,000 sales could have occurred in Toronto, Cottage Country, Durham, St. Catharines, or anywhere else as long as they were listed and sold through TRREB. The article goes on with a few stats about the number of new construction sales in 2022 compared to previous years in the 10-year average. Now, this isn't rocket science. It's pretty obvious that home sales, whether new construction or resale, decreased in 2022 compared to previous years. But the overall knowledge that new home sales decreased is valuable for understanding the entire real estate market. It just doesn't reflect the entire or even a majority of the real estate market. What's very interesting to note is that GTA new construction sales continued to slide until December of 2022, whereas the resale market for major home types in Toronto held steady at a benchmark price of roughly 1.1 million since August. I think we've determined the headline of this article was misleading and information and stats provided really didn't reflect the overall market, only a small segment of the market. I've talked about months of inventory on this channel a few times because it's the most accurate way of understanding the type of market that we're currently in. It's essentially the absorption rate, which in turn is exactly what this article should have been talking about based on the title. We'll use December numbers because they're the most recent. Detached homes in Toronto saw months of inventory at 2.6 months. Semis in Toronto saw months of inventory at 2.1. Townhouses in Toronto saw months of inventory at 1.6 months. And condos in Toronto saw months of inventory at 3.5 months. Let's use the detached numbers as an example here. It would take all active detached listings in Toronto 2.6 months to sell if no new detached homes in Toronto hit the market. 2.6 months of inventory is very much a seller's market. Based on this stat, people are still buying detached homes, whether BlogTO says it or not. The other way to determine if people are buying homes which are listed is with a sales to new listings calculation. In December, 70% of the new detached listings in Toronto sold that month. With these stats, I can confidently say that people are still buying real estate in the city of Toronto. We're not seeing 2021 numbers, but people are still buying and selling real estate. Don't let articles like this impact one of the most important decisions in your life. If you want to book a call with me, head to the description of this video where you can book a meeting directly into my calendar and we can chat further about what's going on in the market today. And if you want to learn more about mortgage defaults and Canada's foreign buyer ban, check out these two videos.